Shalom, Kol Halayim, Wahawad, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rachak Kodash, double understanding of the apostles, the great millstone, rule well. Salutations to you, Akim, that's doing this work in true sincerity. Shalom, also to the Fiat that believe, listen, and learn. In this video, this is from a financial show I watch throughout the week. I believe they come on 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's a great show. It's called Kaiser Report. They go all into the economic world, the world of currency, and the different stock markets across the globe. Pretty much it's a show that circumspectly look at all the financial aspects regarding the global economy, all right, from the central banks on down. All right, Bitcoin, all that crypto, which is cryptocurrency. In this video, they was going in about the inflation, which Esau Edom, which is the wicked, he's heaped unto himself a lot of debt. All right, and what that debt has caused is great inflation. All right, and we know that people are experiencing increases in basic goods or basic commodities they buy from the store, but not just that. Rental pricing is up. Everything, cars, whether they're used or new, it's significant percentages, by the way. And so the average worker, all right, or the common man, all right, and woman that works, you're experiencing a wage halt, meaning your wages are not increasing, and there are only a few jobs that offer incentives to return to work so that they may fill their workhouses or factories. All right, but with that being said, inflation is still growing because this debt has not been resolved, and it's not going to be resolved. And as we approach the very end of Esau's economy, all right, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. All right, just like it did in Rome. All right, when it was the Roman Empire and Esau, you were the Romans before it became the Holy Roman Empire. All right. So with that being said, let's get into what this guy Max Kaiser said about inflation. I'm going to fast forward a bit. We'll go to about. We start by right here. Let's see.
Effective federal funds rate is a negative 6.98%.
Yes, let me put this into perspective. So in 1982, we had an economy that was left over from World War II, that was a manufacturing economy and saving economy. American was enjoying that post-World War II boom. And Paul Volcker, to fight inflation, raised interest rates into the mid-teens and was effectively able to restore balance to the economy using the central bank tools that he had at his disposal, interest rate policy. Starting in the early 1980s, we had Reagan and deregulation and Alan Greenspan, who decided to change the mandate of the Fed from price stability to bailing out Wall Street. So now we've had 40 years of activist Fed chairman whose single purpose in life has been to enrich Wall Street speculators at the expense of everyone else. People who would normally have 4 or 5% in a savings account, that money's been stolen through 0% interest rates and given to speculators. How much? $5 trillion in America, $50 trillion globally. And now we're seeing the world, we reaped this horror and now we're reaping the whirlwind of this horror. And structurally speaking, I will make this point once again, the duration risk on the underlying fundamental basis of the American economy, the 30-year Treasury bond, is essentially been leveraged to such an extent that any uptick in rates whatsoever, even half of 1 percentage point, would immediately cause insolvency for every bank and insurance company in America and globally. Therefore, there will be no raise in rates. All talk of raising rates is a joke. It's impossible. You cannot do it. We are entering into a hyperinflationary collapse against all fiat money, including the dollar, and you should prepare yourself. The fastest horse in the race, obviously, from Paul Tudor Jones, is Bitcoin.
As you can see, that was well said. The begin of the fall, or collapse of the fiat currency, include the U.S. dollar. Now, that's a big deal because, if you don't know, the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency. Again, everyone has to use the U.S. dollar to do business transactions from small to great, and pretty much, if the dollar collapses, so does everything else. Okay, because there's no backup system to stabilize the global economy. All right, not Bitcoin, which is cryptocurrency, not any cryptocurrency. All right, which will result in them enforcing the chip, which is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast in the scriptures. All right, but this inflation, sticking to the inflation, which is going to lead to the collapse of the dollar. Then the chip will come. All right, meaning that it'll be implemented. These inflations are going to get worse and worse, and who's going to be affected by it the most? The common person, which are the poor, all right, of society. All right, excuse me. Let's go to the book of Psalms, and let's go to Psalms 73, verse 12. Because right now, this world is ruled, all right, by the wicked, which the wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with their elites, which are the central banking families, all right, and the ones that are behind the global economy. So it says Psalm 73 and 12, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world, they increase in riches, which is, Edomites, they, or Esau in general, because their blessing was to enjoy the fatness of the earth. That was one of their blessings. Okay, it's in Genesis the 27th chapter, and Esau is truly enjoying that blessing. All right, excuse me. And you better believe he's enjoying every second, all right, of the monies he collected, especially from all these continuous wars that the central bankers sponsor through America. All right, that's something that is not really talked about in the news like that. The reason why you have so many countries that's been invaded, all right, is because of resources, and he who controls the resource, uh, especially control the land where there's heavily sought after resources, meaning the land that has the most resources. You know, they'll occupy that land for a time being. All right, just like Afghanistan. Afghanistan was estimated to be worth billions of dollars, multi-billions of dollars in resources. All right, from poppy fields to precious stones and what have you. Okay, that come from the earth. All right. Excuse me. So let's go to the book of Proverbs though. Proverbs 22, starting at 16. I'm gonna jump down. Because through all the riches, matter of fact, before I even read this, let's go to Micah, talking about, uh, talking about Esau, the reason why he goes into these fields. Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even the man in his heritage. And this is what Esau does. He does it because it's the power of his hands. He could go throughout the globe, and especially those nations that are weak and cannot fight back. They'll overthrow them, like it's nothing, or like it's spilt milk. They make up all kind of propaganda to justify Esau for going in there and you know usually bombing it. Dropping bombs on the country, overthrowing this elected leader, just to gain riches, man. So that's the reason why Esau does what he does, because it's the power of his hands. The Most High put him in the ruler's seat, and he's taking advantage of that ruler's seat the Most High put him in. All right, so it's, back in Proverbs 22 and 16, it says, he that oppresses the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to what? And that's what Esau is getting ready to, experience, because he's the one that oppresses the poor, just to increase his riches, right? And then what he does, he helps the rich get richer. You notice through this pandemic that all the rich, wealthy individuals of the world, which was Edomites, they doubled in riches. All right, while the common folk of society, we experience inflation on everything we buy, rental property, what have you, mortgage rates, property taxes, all right, even the taxes in general, state taxes, federal taxes. All right, we experience a lot. All right, so it hit the poor the worst. All right, and that's straight up, uh, unexplainable, because how can you squeeze money, more money out of us poor people of the world, and the rich people don't even pay any tax. All right, which excuse me, which I think is unjust in itself. All right, let's jump down to verse 22. It says, "Rob not the poor because he is poor." Yeah. What did Esau do? He always robbed the poor through what? His legislation. All right, through taxation. All right, we are already tributaries. Then you go to impose more taxes on us. See, we pay taxes for everything we have to buy, but the rich has all these loopholes within the Constitution of Babylon, and are protected from paying any taxes. If they pay any at all. All right. So that's a problem. All right, that's a problem because people are feeling that, man. People are feeling it, and people are in the uproar about that too. I watched a news clip about people, common folk, uh, complaining about uh, the increase of prices on the basic things they buy. All right, they weren't happy about it, to say the least. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 20. It says, "As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor." You know, a poor person in this society is looked down upon, especially if you're Jake. You know, if you're an Israelite, you look down upon. All right. Someone to help a poor Edomite or a poor Israelite, you know, look at you sideways. All right. Let's stay in the same book. You know, that's the truth too, man. They look at you sideways when you're a poor man asking for something. You know, think about the many shelters there are to help a man out that falls off. Hardly any, you know. But a woman, she has many places she can go. All right. Uh, Same book, Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 and 4, it says, "The poor laboreth in his poor state, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy." You know, that's true. We all labor, man. And at the end of laboring to receive wages, when you receive your wages, well, first of all, Esau gets his cut. All right, Esau gets his cut, and then whatever you left with, which is hardly nothing at all to live off of. All right, many of us work multiple jobs just to make ends meet. See, so that's one thing, right, because you work a full-time job, you gotta work a part-time, or some individuals work two full-time jobs just to make ends meet, and you still in need. I mean, that pisses you off. All right, what the scriptures, well, King Solomon says, "Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad," and that's true. All right, now let's go from there. Let's get into this inflation because let's get more into this inflation because you know, like I said, it's only getting worse, and we're seeing the beginning of inflation. Still, we're still in the beginning stages where it's affecting the people. So, I mentioned fact. Since I mentioned that, let's go to James, because it speaks about the laborers cut back by fraud. This is the book of James, chapter 5, in verse 4. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth." Well, isn't that what's happening? The laborers, which are workers. What do you mean by reap down your fields? The laborers are the ones that doing the work. We the ones doing the work. And there's so many ways that Esau fraud us or defraud us of our wages that we should be getting for the jobs we get. And then when you get your wages, he still needs his taxation. All right. Now, how does that help the common person when you have to pay such great taxes? You see, it's crazy. All right. But the laborers are bad. There are many workers across this country and across the globe that are very angry because of their livelihoods. Many of many of them have been taken away. And, you have others that work in jobs that really not worth working at all because they don't bring anything home at hardly at all. And then you have many people that have to change their livelihood or change their type of jobs due to this pandemic. All right. So see what this pandemic has caused is a lot of people to face reality, all right, about this economy. Okay, and it's all because Esau, you know, he's got so much debt unto himself that he don't even know how to pay it off. All right, now let's go to Habakkuk. Matter of fact, let's go with the blue letter. I got to pull it up with the blue letter. Let's go there. Cause this is the book of Habakkuk. I'm on the blue letter right now. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. And let's go to verse. We'll start at 5. And, point is verse 6. Habakkuk 2 and 5. And it reads, Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. You know, that's Esau, man. He's a proud man, and he always in someone else's land, you know, raping, robbing, murdering, to get the resources from off that land. All right. Verse 6. Should not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Yeah, because, pretty much Esau's possessions that he have are all stolen possessions or stolen property from other nations, all right, mainly our nation. Okay. It says, Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And I'm sure you've seen this many times. If you haven't, this is the blue letter. When we look up the words, all right, and see what the words mean. Okay. I don't know why the screen's acting like this all of a sudden. Bear me 1 second. All right. That was that crazy all of a sudden. Shalaki. I tell you. There we go. Demon. This is Habakkuk 2 and 6. I'm on the Blue Letter Bible again. I will go down to it says laded, which here the Hebrew word there is kabod. It says to be heavy, be weighty, be grievous, be hard, be rich, be honorable, be glorious, be burdensome, be uttered, which the real one that should be alone there is burdensome. To be heavy, yeah, heavy with debt. To be heavy, be insensible, be dull. You get the gist of it, It means to, basically means to, like it says, to be burdensome. All right, to collect a heavy burden. All right, in other words, when you break it down, to collect a heavy burden upon oneself. The clay represents the debt. The Hebrew word there is ibayat. Oh, yeah, ibayat. If I'm pronouncing it, excuse me, if I'm pronouncing it right, it says weight of pledges, heavy debts. Yeah, so you got a burden of heavy debts. Okay, it says something pledged. Well, that's what the U.S. dollar is, man. A pledge. U.S. dollar is nothing but a pledge, man. It's not real currency. It's just a pledge to, or like a promise note to pay the real debt. All right. Let's go to lexicon. It says a pledging of goods, hence load of debt which one has contracted. See? And Esau have contracted a massive amount of debt that he can't climb up out of. Okay, so this is what Esau has as it is today. All right. Now let's go to back to the Bible app. But yeah, that's Esau for you, you know, because he trusted his riches, man. Esau trusted his riches. Trusted his riches like it's a shield unto him, you know. Proverbs 11:4 says, "Riches profit not in the day of wrath," and that's true. You know, those of you that have riches, all right, you have riches in this world, they're not going to profit you. If the Most High have you slain to be judged in a harsh way or to be put to death, that's what's going to happen. All right, as it is written, for who have resisted His will. Okay, your riches can't get you out of the evil and hell that's getting ready to pass about you. All right, especially you Israelites. All right, it's mainly who I'm talking to. All you entertainers. All right, it says riches profit not in the day of wrath. Where the wrath is coming from? The day of wrath is coming from the Most High Himself. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, but righteousness delivered from death. Yeah, you know. How many of you are rooting yourself in righteousness? Okay. How many of you are rooting yourself in righteousness? That's the question. You know, most of you, most of you are, most of you are sowing evil and wickedness, man. So you're gonna reap evil and wickedness, or evil things, for you do, for you committing your evil and wickedness. All right. It's not gonna be about who got the most money or who has the most treasures. The Most High will reward you according to your ways. So when you got $1 billion in the bank, what good is that if the Most High is going to destroy you? First Timothy chapter 6 in verse 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. So that's something to think about. All right. Well, why would you trust in your riches, and seeing that the riches of this world are corrupt and they are not real riches? No, not real riches, meaning it's not gold and silver. And even if it is gold and silver, you're not supposed to trust in them, because gold is not the Most High. You know, silver ain't His son. You know, these are just things that come from the earth, that basically are for use. All right, they are used for uh, money transactions, and also used for the body, because there are qualities in gold and silver that you find that are great for the body. I believe gold gold makes the mind produce creativity, and silver is used for all these so-called incurable diseases within the body, like AIDS and all that stuff, cancer. So, just to name a couple, you know. So you know, riches are, you know, basically, riches in this world are basically, you know, it's how you word it. Riches are a trap for the most part. If you look at the game great riches is mainly a trap. All right, it's mainly a trap because the reason why I say it's a trap because the things, especially you Israelites out there, the things you have to do to get this money, man, man. I mean, it's been exposed to the whole world. All right, but that's another subject for another day. All right. The point is, you're not gonna use those riches that you know, a few $1 million, whatever you may have in the bank. It's not gonna do you any good. You know, if you're not a part of the elect, you're gonna be destroyed. If you're an Israelite, all right, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. If you're not part of the elect, with a 1/3, you're gonna be destroyed. Most I don't care about how much money Oprah or Jordan have. All right, they may survive this inflation a little longer than the average Jake. You know, that's about it. But for the most part, come on, man, they're nothing in Esau's eyes. Matthew chapter 16, verse 26, it says, For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? See? That's the question, man. It's a question mark right there in that scripture, man. You look the prophet in this world, and you got everything that the average chick don't get. You know, but what good is it if the Most High is going to destroy you? Excuse me. Again, like I said, again, this inflation, you may be able to endure it for a time being, but eventually you're going to be faced with to get that RFID microchip as well. So they say it causes all rich and poor, free and bond to receive that mark. Okay. Continuing on, verse 27 says, For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. So we know that Esau is getting ready to be judged very harshly. Excuse me. We have 2/3 of Israel are going to die on this side. All right. So you reach the top of your uh, uh, level that you can go in this world, but yet you don't have the Most High on your side. Meaning what? You don't have the Most High's not going to back you or protect you. Really, is what I'm trying to say. The Most High's not going to protect you. Uh, you know, in our time of trouble. When our time of trouble starts, and Esau come down with the great wrath, and he's forcing you to get that chip because he's done away with the current currency system, and now everyone has to be chipped. Then the Most High's really going to destroy you, right? So you're in a lose-lose situation if you join into Esau, man. Pretty much. All right, because this economy will collapse. All right, Jeremiah 51 says that uh, Babylon will not be healed. All right, and Babylon today is America. This is that great city of confusion. And we're watching uh, uh, probably the greatest kingdom that ever stood, as far as let's say great, meaning its grip on the world that it has. Uh, we're watching it fall. All right, we're watching it fall because the collapse of its currency represents what? The fall of the empire. Okay, so with that, I'm not going to hold you any more longer. We're just going to keep being patient in the spirit and watching this system collapse. All right, Lord willing, to go ahead and collapse so everything can speed up. because we're looking forward to that chip being enforced once this dollar collapse. All right, so with that, Lord willing, you were edified. We'll say shalom till next time.